This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for March 18, 2023. And in the news this afternoon, policeman freed of murder. A jury has freed a 50-year-old police constable Ransford Wisdom of the murder of St. Anne resident Murphy Joe Charles, who he said attacked him with a machete in October 2010. The judge had left the lesser offenses of manslaughter for the jury's consideration, but the policeman was also found not guilty. Defense lawyer Oswest Senior Smith had submitted at the end of the prosecution's case in the St. Anne Circuit Court that Wisdom should be freed because the Crown could not negate self-defense, but Justice Georgiana Fraser ruled that there was a case to answer. The prosecution's case was that Charles was shot in the lower back in Pear Tree Bottom, Runaway Bay, St. Anne on August 18, 2010 and died the next day in hospital. A statement was read to the jury in which a witness said Charles had called her attention to his injury the night of the incident but did not answer her questions as to how or where he was shot. The witness telephoned the Discovery Bay police station and made a report. A bullet was extracted days later from the body of the deceased. A ballistic test revealed that the bullet was fired from Wisdom's gun. Wisdom, in his defense, gave sworn testimony that he left his station guard duty at the Runaway Bay police station without permission to get something to eat. On his return, he did not report to his immediate supervisor that he had fired his private licensed firearm in an incident at the Pear Tree Bottom fishing village. A call later came in from the Discovery Bay police station about a shooting, and Wisdom said policemen from his station went to investigate. Wisdom said further in his defense that while he and a female companion were sitting in his car, two male assailants approached them. He jumped from the car and shouted, "Police, don't move." One of the men wielded a machete and he fired in the direction of the men and they ran away. He said he did not know at the time that anyone was shot. He said he did not make a report of the incident because he feared being charged with disciplinary breaches because he did not ask for permission to leave the station. He said he eventually spoke to a senior police officer about the incident and that resulted in his firearm being tested. The jury retired for 30 minutes before returning the not guilty verdicts. Illegal gun seized in St. Andrew, man arrested. Cops assigned to the St. Andrew Central Police Division yesterday arrested a man in relation to the seizure of an illegal firearm and 10 rounds of ammunition during an operation on Gordontown Road. Reports from the Papine Police are that about 10:30 a.m., lawmen were in the area when they saw a man whose action aroused their suspicion. According to the police, on seeing the cops, the man ran and hid an object nearby. He was accosted and searched. The police say the area was also searched and the team found a 9mm Ruger pistol with a magazine containing 10 9mm rounds of ammunition. The man was subsequently taken into custody. McKenzie condemns the murder of Portland homeless man. Minister of Local Government Desmond McKenzie has denounced the murder of a homeless man whose body was found at the Folly Oval in Portland earlier this week. The body of Andre Weston had multiple gunshot wounds. Mr. Weston had mental challenges and was known to the local authority. The circumstances of his death are tragic, and once again, the life of a vulnerable homeless person has been destroyed, said McKenzie in a statement yesterday. I remain very concerned about the incidents of abuse of homeless persons, including the number of fatal encounters, he continued. McKenzie said his ministry and the Portland Municipal Corporation are working to provide a drop-in center for the specific use of homeless persons in the parish. This facility is not a substitute for a basic sense of decency and respect for life that is required if our homeless population, and indeed anyone, is to live without a fear of assault or death, stated McKenzie. April 12 trial date is set for Quest security guard accused of defrauding company. An April 12 trial date has been set for Amoy Hemmings, who is accused of defrauding Quest security company of more than $600,000. Ms. Hemmings, who is represented by attorney John Jacobs,
had her bail extended when she appeared in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on Friday. She is charged with a conspiracy to defraud, forgery, uttering forged documents, and causing money to be paid out by means of forged documents. Reports are that Ms. Hemmings was stationed as a security guard at the Windalco bauxite plant. She was also required to compile the hours of security officers for payroll. In August 2022, payment for 13 pay cycles amounting to $657,350 was made to her brother, who by this time was no longer employed to the company. Mixed reactions to minimum wage increase. President of the Jamaica Employers Federation, David Wan, says his organization was anticipating a 25% increase in the minimum wage and not the 44% announced by Prime Minister Andrew Holness in his budget presentation on Thursday. He indicated that small and medium-sized businesses will be most impacted by the increase. It would be nice if we could say, let's get the 44% and nothing else will move in an economy. Is always sometimes unintended consequences. I am for the workers. It's closer to a livable wage, but there are always two sides to the coin, he said in an interview. While extolling his government's commitment to providing minimum wage earners with a livable wage, Holness announced the largest increase in their pay in 20 years. Effective June 1, the national minimum wage will move from $9,000 per 40-hour work week to $13,000. Additionally, industrial security guards will earn $14,000 per 40-hour work week, up from $10,500. But describing the government's increase as very generous, One noted that this might result in some small and medium-sized businesses, which provide most of the jobs in Jamaica, laying off or increasing the cost of their goods and services to account for the rise in their operational costs. It may cause some to have to let go of some portion of their staff because the bill is just too high, the JEF boss insisted. When the minimum wage goes up, businesses that employ people earning minimum wage are going to try to recover it with the pricing of their goods, so that's the kind of domino effect it will have on consumers. However, Dr. Adrian Stokes, economist and a financial analyst, believes the increase in the minimum wage will have a positive impact on the economy, especially as it will result in an increase in the disposable income for minimum wage earners. It's hard to imagine a material fallout in employment of these workers because of the wage increase. Most employers are enlightened and recognize that paying a livable wage to their workers is better than having to recruit and train workers frequently due to high staff turnover arising from material dissatisfaction with wages, he said, emphasizing that high inflation over the last 2 years has done significant damage to workers who earn very close to the minimum wage, and so stabilizing their purchasing power is important to growing the economy, as they tend to consume a significant portion of their income. Meanwhile, Elaine Duncan, president of the Jamaica Household Workers Union, which represents 7,000 household workers in 13 chapters across the island, told the news that she is very appreciative of the increase. And even though it is $2,000 shy of the $15,000 Duncan had earlier stated would be an ideal figure, she noted that the increase is close enough to an adequate income. As you know, we have been moving away from the minimum wage to a livable wage, so we are on our way to a livable wage, she contends. Duncan said she is expecting the full cooperation of employers, declaring that we all are in Jamaica and we know what the cost of living is, so I don't think there will be any layoffs.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.